Let us start seeing the first experiment in EC8711 Embedded Laboratory. So as we discussed in the introduction class, the programming language that we are going to use in this laboratory is the Embedded C language, and the software for few experiments is the CoCoX IDE software, and the hardware that we will be interfacing the components is ARM Cortex M3. Under ARM Cortex M3, we use LPC1343 for certain set of experiments and LPC1768 for certain set of experiments. There is not much difference between the two processors. We used 1768. Initially, we were using LPC1343, but 1768 had certain performance improvements, so we switched on to LPC1768. So for whichever experiments I use LPC1343, we will be using the CoCoX CoIDE software, and for whichever experiments we use LPC1768, we are going to use the Keil software. So the first experiment is flashing of LEDs. Flashing of LEDs is nothing but I want the LED to be on for a certain time, off for a certain time. Again, on and off. So how to program a LED to make on and off like this? So it is on off in a certain amount of time. The LED goes on and off. In order to achieve this kind of an output, how we need to program the processor to interface the LED to the processor. That is the first experiment for us. So let us see in the programming how to bring about this on-off logic. Now coming to the program, as we discussed earlier, we use APIs, and also when we talk about embedded C language, the header files that we use will be pertaining to the hardware that we are using. So if you see the first line, it is hash include lpc13xx syscon.h and hash include lpc13xx gpio.h. Syscon stands for System Configuration Files. If you see any microprocessor, the speed of a microprocessor depends on the frequency. So we need to enable the internal clock of the processor if my processor has to start working. So this stands for system configuration, which is a file that makes your processor to do the initial settings in order to the processor to run efficiently. GPIO stands for General Purpose Input Output. So if you see any processor or controller, they have certain input pins, they have certain output pins. So to enable the input pins and output pins, we use the command gpio.h. So syscon is system configuration, GPIO is general purpose input output. Next we start by using a function name. So I give the name of my experiment as blink experiment. So we call it as void blink experiment, and we're going to define under this what my LED has to do. So we are declaring two variables initially, so integer I comma j, which is used for delaying because we want the LED to be on and then off, on off, and between them certain delay is there. So to bring about the delay between the on and off, we use two variables I comma j. The next line is syscon ahb perif clock command syscon ahb perif underscore gpio comma enable. So this line is common to all the programs that we do under the CoCoX IDE. This is the line that enables the internal clock of your processor. Only if the clock is enabled, the processor will start running and it will start executing the program. So the syscon ahb perif clock command will enable the internal clock of your processor. And ahb is the ARM high bus. So ARM actually, if you study in depth about ARM, we will be knowing that ARM has two kinds of buses, the ARM low bus and the ARM high bus. Bus is nothing but a medium through which we are going to enable certain functions in the ARM. So we are using ARM high bus command, meaning we are using the ARM high bus to enable the internal clock of your processor. Now coming to the main logic of the program, in order to enable this on-off function, how we will interface is I'm going to connect some pin of the processor to this LED. So first of all, I need to set these pins to be either input pins or output pins before we start programming. Now if you see LED, it is an output device. Output device means we can view what is happening there. It emits light, so it is an output device. Whereas if you see this keyboard and all these kind of devices are input devices. So if you take your system, your monitor can be said to be an output device, whereas a keyboard can be said to be an input device. So in that way, LED is form of an output device. So which means the pin to which I connect the LED, this pin must be set as an output pin. In ARM processor, each and every pin can act as an input pin as well as an output pin. It is a bidirectional pin. I can make the pin to act as an input pin also, which means I can interface a keyboard also. I can make the pin to act as an output pin also, which means I can interface output devices like LED also. So our first function is to set the pin to be either an input pin or output pin. So in this case, I need to set this particular pins. So to whichever pins we connect the LEDs as output pins. So that is why we have this line GPIO set direction. So I'm setting the direction of the pins to be either input in nature or output in nature. And we're using certain set of pins. So these pins we can change. If you see the ARM processor board, the ARM processor board has 4 ports. Port 0, port 1, port 2, port 3. And under each ports will be having approximately 12 pins, which means from pin 0 to pin 11. Sometimes we have 13 pins also. It depends on how the board is configured. So there are 4 ports, and each port there are number of pins where you can connect so many LEDs. So we will try connecting 5 LEDs or 4 LEDs. This pin 7, port 0, pin 7 is by default. We call it to be the onboard LED which is present on the ARM processor board itself. And we are connecting 4 LEDs externally in port 0, pin 9, port 0, pin 8, port 2, pin 11 and port 0, pin 2. So which means I'm going to connect 4 LEDs externally, and in port 0, pin 7, in the board itself that LED is soldered internally. So this doesn't require any external connection. So when I write port 0, pin 7, 1, this means under port 0, the pin number 7, 1 represents the pin is configured as an output pin. If I write 0, it means I'm configuring the pin to be input pin. So again here under port 0, pin 9, I'm configuring as output pin. Port 0, pin 8, again output pin. Port 2, pin 11, again output pin. And port 0, pin 2, again output pin. So we are configuring 4 pins on the ARM processor as output pins by denoting the number 1. If you want to connect any devices like keyboard, I'll write it as 0, which means those pins will be configured as input pins. So the first step is we are setting the direction of the pins to be either output pin or input pin. Next, I need to specify the delay loop. So delay means, for example, this is 1 lakh. So this implies a delay of 1 millisecond, right? So if I write 1 followed by 5 zeros, this is going to imply a delay of 1 millisecond in your ARM processor. So we have set the direction. Next, I need to set the LED to be on. Then we have to set it to be off. So on, off, on a delay of how much? On a delay of 1 millisecond. So to make any pin on, we need to use the command GPIO set bits. If you want to make the LED off, the command is GPIO reset bits. So first I want to make all the LEDs to be on. So whatever pins I configured here is output pins. I am once again configuring all those pins, but I am giving GPIO set bits. So set bits will make all the pins to be in on condition. Again in reset bits what happened? All the pins, all the LEDs will go in the off condition. So we are setting the direction as output pin. Then I am switching on the LED for a certain amount of time. I am giving a delay in between, and then I am setting the LEDs to be off. So this is the logic of the program. So we set the direction, switch on the LED, give some delay in between, switch off the LED, and once again come back, because if while 1 is mentioned, it represents an infinite loop. So your LED will be going on and off in an infinite loop. So just observe this for 1 minute. Now, coming to a finite loop. So, hope you would have observed that the LED goes on and off continuously without any stop. Now, finite loop is nothing but the same logic. If I want the LED to stop totally, we want it to be on, off, on, off. For example, 3 times means on, off, and then on, off. After that, if I want my LED to stop. If we make a small modification in this particular program, that can be achieved. So this is for infinite loop where the LED keeps going on and off again and again without any stop. Whereas if I want my LED to stop after a certain number of times, what we need to do? So I have the same program. We include the same type of header files. I once again call the program using void blink experiment. But now I'm going to initialize 3 integers I and j. So this I and j is for the delay, and we have a is equal to 0. This a equal to 0 is what is going to enable the finite loop function. So once again we are enabling the clock using the syscon ahb clock command function. We are setting the direction of the 5 pins to be output pins. Now if you see here, previously it was a while of 1 loop. While of 1 means it is infinite loop. But now I'm modifying the loop to be a do while loop. So I'm going to do all these functions mentioned under this till what? While a is less than 5. So I start with a equal to 0. A less than 5 means a equal to 0, a equal to 1, a equal to 2, a equal to 3, a equal to 4, which means for 5 times my LED will be on off, on off, on off, on off, on off. After that it will totally switch off. So for that we perform a do while loop. So I'm going to do all this. I'm going to on the LED, after delay off the LED. This a plus plus is to increment. So initially we have set a to be 0. After finishing this once, a will become 1. Once again do everything. A becomes 2. Do everything. 3. And then 4. So for a is equal to 4, we will satisfy this loop. So a is less than 5 now. What we have to do? I need to terminate the entire experiment. So I'll keep on processing this only till what condition? While a is less than 5. And after this, once again, we make a function call to do the same process again and again. So this experiment is the finite loop where we try to on and off the LED for only 5 times, whereas in the previous infinite loop we used while of 1 loop where the LED will go on and off for an infinite duration. Now how to perform using the Cuckox IDE? So you need to choose the software. You need to select Cuckox Co IDE first. That will open this particular window. After opening Cuckox Co IDE, go to project and select new project. So after selecting new project, it will ask us to give a project name. So give a suitable project name, store it in any location that you want and click on next. Then it will ask us to select whether it is a chip or a board. You need to select the chip option, and under chip what we are using is a chip by the Philips. So we have to choose NXP, which is Philips. Under NXP we need to choose LPC13XX series. Under LPC13XX choose LPC1343. So after making all these selections, click on finish. Once you click on finish, it will ask us to select the repository files, which means the basic components that are required to run a particular program. So for LED experiment, we need to choose all these files. So we require the C library because we use the embedded C language. CMSIS core has to be selected because we use the ARM core here, which is M3. CMSIS boot is like any boot file. So for starting up the experiment, we need to initialize the boot files, and header files. Common header files are the library files defined for LPC13XX. So this also has to be selected. Syscon. So we have to configure the system also. So we select Syscon, and GPIO is the general purpose input output. So all these functions has to be selected for the basic LED experiment. Once you finish selecting it, if you see in this left hand side pane under project, you can see something called as main.c. So you need to double click on this main.c and we can see that a screen will appear. So under main.c, here is where we will be typing our program. So double click on main.c at the left side. A plain window will actually appear. There type your required LED program. So after typing the program, you need to click on this symbol. This is the building option. So click on this symbol to build your program. If your program does not have any errors, we will get the notification as build successful. If there are errors in your program, it will notify the errors. You have to rectify them, and once again, we have to build the program so that all the errors get rectified. So this is how we simulate the experiment using the Kucox IDE software. So as I said earlier, if there are no errors in your program, we will be getting the build successful message and how much time it took to execute your particular program. So this is how we implement the flashing of LEDs experiment using the Kucox IDE software.